Our rock musician out of New York City, relatively new to music. I got an interesting story to tell.
Okay, well, we will get into that story for a second. I have one question. I thought I read on the bio that you originally, I mean, really, really young, you may not even remember it, but from Oregon?
I remember it real
Oh, you do remember it?
Real well. You know, we didn't leave Oregon and head to the East Coast until I was about 9 or 10.
Oh, you did remember that.
And I had great formative years growing up here, and, you know, just touching down and seeing the trees and the mountains and the water and even, you know, the fog cover and, you know, the air, it just it smelled like home to me.
All right, that's a good thing, isn't it?
It was really great, actually.
Yeah, and now whereabouts in Oregon did you grow up?
I was born in Portland. I lived in a real small town called Troutdale.
Well, a lot of people around here know where that is.
Yeah.
It isn't that far south from us.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely. Well, that's cool. And then you went back east, and parents moved you back there. I assume since you were 9 years old, it wasn't your choice.
Yeah, classic. You know, stuck in the back of the station wagon, and we're driving cross country. And you know, my parents had tried to open a business there. It didn't go so well, so they thought they'd give it a shot out in the East Coast. And you know, I was literally waving goodbye to my best friend, who I actually just reunited with recently. But, so it's for me, it's a lot of this, you know, reuniting with my West Coast roots, and even musically, I feel like a lot of the West Coast and even the '70s are coming back to me in my heart. And you know, as I'm getting older, those formative years are real important to the music.
Excellent. Now let's talk about your musical career. First off, okay, you're back in the East Coast, and how did you get into music?
Well, that's the interesting story, long story, and it's got some sad parts to it, but I'll try to keep it brief. But I've been in corporate life for 15 years. I was a suit and tie guy, which people can't believe when they say
I cannot believe it.
Yeah, suit and tie guy for 15 years. Very, very conservative lifestyle, family breadwinner. Just trying to do, you know, what the parents had expected of me, and then after 15 years in publishing mostly newspapers and magazines, in audience development, which is also interesting. I moved to New York, had a great job, and was laid off like millions of other Americans. And at that point, it was gut check time for me, and I really literally lost everything that I had worked my life to build. Everything, a home, a marriage, all my savings gone. So I started working in 3 part-time jobs, and you know, I hadn't played music the entire time that I was climbing the corporate ladder. I had a guitar, a Washburn, that I had for 20 years. It was sitting in my closet. And literally the only thing that I had left that was a possession of mine was that Washburn guitar. And one of my part-time jobs, I get out at 3 a.m. And I was working homeless at the time. I could afford to eat, but I could not afford an apartment in New York City. So oftentimes from 3 a.m. till the sun would rise, those were dark hours. They were long hours, and those were the times where I became reacquainted with that guitar, and just started writing songs. Never did covers, but I just felt like at that point in my life, with everything that had happened, I had a story to tell.
I was going to say that out of all that hardship probably came some great music.
I hope so. I hope, you know, people take a listen, because for me, I am an optimist. I don't think I was ever, you know, down and out, so to speak. But the album really, there's a lot of themes of loss and the freedom that comes with loss. So right on the other side of losing everything is a whole new life, and you know, for me, that's what I'm doing. That's where I am, and you know, a lot of people think it. I know they think it's crazy, you know, to start this late in life, you know, trying to be a musician. But you know, a lot of introspection in those days just made me think I've got to do what I love, and music is definitely what I love.
You say with your age, may I ask, how old are you?
I'll be 41 in a couple of weeks.
So at that age, it is a little bit late to be getting into the music business, yet you seem to be pulling it off.
I think that the timing for everybody, it's never too late, and the timing is always right whenever that timing is for you. If I had tried to do this in my 20s, I would not have been able to handle any of it. And just having the life experience that I've had, I also felt like I wanted to write from a place where that was very sincere and genuine, and I don't think you can do that when you're 20 because you just haven't lived that life yet. So if you're going to be singing about hardship, I would like for someone to have lived it. I can hear it in their voice.
Mm-hmm. That's excellent. Now, you've been back in New York, and if you're 15 years as a suit. How long have you been, okay, you're on the streets playing, but how long have you been paid to play? 2 days.
I haven't been paid yet, yeah. So I don't know. I'm still waiting on that day.
Tonight may be the night, huh?
I hope. I don't know if they start throwing dollar bills at once. That'll work. But,
really?
Yeah, we're still working on that. I mean, there's been, you know, I look now for signs that, you know, I'm doing the right thing, and so far, music, there have been a lot of doors that have opened, and great signs, and you know, I want to make a living doing it, so I can keep doing it, because I just want to keep writing and singing. But as far as taking it really seriously, I quit my part-time jobs right around Christmas, and literally in the last 8 months have recorded an album and started doing all of this. So it's happening very quickly.
And I've heard a couple of cuts off that album. Really good.
Thank you.
Really, really good. You're going to put on a great show tonight. One last thing before we take a quick break for some commercial breaks and you can get the band set up. Oh, by the way, it's acoustic, folks. We're not going to blow you out. How you ended up here at the DNR Theater opening up for Uncle Kracker. Now, this is an amazing story. I mean, just by chance, really.
Again, and you know, it's the age where you can do things that you know, no musicians could do what they can do now with the internet and social media, and you know, Twitter got me this gig.
I mean, you hear about people like Justin Bieber being discovered on YouTube, or these kind of people, and they're the youngsters, but. Excuse me, but you're an old man for a musician just starting out.
Thanks, Rhys.
No problem. But
no, you're
I
right,
still have about 20 years on you. But you still got picked up on the social media, if you will.
Yeah. The first week that I was on Twitter, I got over 1,000 followers, and you know, people were just passing the music along and saying, "Hey, you gotta check this guy out. There's something special happening." And you know, it was really a humbling experience, and just I'm grateful for social media. And someone on Twitter from Aberdeen said, "Hey, why don't you come over for Uncle Kracker?" And I said, "Well, make it happen, and I'll get there." And sure enough, she contacted John over at DNR, and here we are.
And what? All you got from John Yonich was a single email that said, "You're the opening act.
You're it.
You're it." That was it.
You're it. Period. And yeah, that was the entire communication.
Did management negotiate a contract for you or anything, or did you just show up and said, "We're playing"?
We're just here to play, to the love of playing, and I mean, it's obviously, you know, a huge opportunity to open for someone like Uncle Kracker.